What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Cloud Slayer channel. Hope you guys are doing well. Um, I just want to say, first and foremost, in this channel, I like to talk about like mental health and stuff like that, and a lot of these rambles that I talk about. Sometimes they're life scenarios, but in no way, shape, or form are these ever like advice. I'm not like a licensed psychiatric guy or anything like that. I speak off of my own experiences and some of the things that I did for myself to help myself. There's I'm not a doctor or anything like that that can diagnose you, that can give you advice or anything to cure you specifically. So it's like anytime you hear me say anything about advice or anything like that, or talk about mental health or anything like that, the first thing that I would ever recommend to do is go to like a doctor and stuff like that. Especially if you're feeling tired, you're drained. You may want to hurt yourself or other people or something. You might want to check out the hospital. But if you don't, like, I want to say this: you are. With that being said, that you're a human being. You are your own person, and sometimes you got to know if you're making the right choice for yourself, right? Like I never went to a doctor or anything to get diagnosed or get any kind of medication or anything like that. I grew up where my mom didn't want me to get any types of medication. I grew up ADD and stuff like that. It was mild, right? They said a touch of ADHD inside of that, but they were diagnosed with within the same diagnosis at that time, early 1990s, right? And she didn't want me to have that because pills, they were running rampant in not only our community but the world, right? The whole United States, pretty much. I should say the whole states. I don't know much about other countries or anything like that, but I know for sure that the epidemic was really getting big around that time too. So my mom didn't want me to do that stuff, so I strongly don't like taking pills nowadays. Here I'll pop a Tylenol and stuff like that. When I was younger, I was an idiot, and when I was drinking, I just said fuck it and end up popping pills there, right, at a party or something. And I don't regret it because they shape who you are nowadays, but they can also they can fuck you up, man. They can get you. They're highly addictive. They can get you very dependent on those things. Where not much else matters, in that you can become a different person, not only physically but also mentally, where your priorities shift towards getting those things. I've seen it. Uncle Mark passed away from that. He got back into pills towards the end of his life. My father was he was addicted big time. And I think, he's found different gateways to not use the opioids and stuff like that. But like I said, for a long time, he was bad into that shit, man. Really, really bad, He would, you're always at the pawn shop when you're trying to get some of that, and then before you know it, you can't get your shit out of pawn, and that they're selling it to somebody else, right? Because you'll never make ends meet when you're constantly needing that fix and things like that. So, but that goes along with all that other shit too. Alcohol, I was big, I had a real tough time with alcohol. And cigarettes too, especially cigarettes. But not everything's dark and gloomy as people make it seem. It's not as hopeless as you may feel sometimes, And but in order for it to change, you gotta make that change. You gotta go out and seek help from a professional, or you have to dig down within and take little steps of progress to get yourself out of there. Some people don't make it. They might off themselves before they attain their goal. before the whatever help can help them. Some people never find the help; they never go get it, and it's sad, but it happens. It's a reality, right? Sad reality. But there are people who make it through. There's people who make it through without the help of a professional. There's people that get the help that they need through these professionals. And you never know if you need that help or if you're capable of doing it yourself, unless if you at least try, If you're trying now and you're doing it yourself and you keep relapsing, you keep failing, you keep disappointing not only yourself and all those around you, maybe it's time. Maybe that's a sign that, and you truly want to change, that you should seek some type of professional help. I've recommended better help in the past, but I've been reading a lot of crap about those guys about how a lot of their their professional help, they're not even certified that, they got a butt ton of them, and you may have a bad experience through those guys. I don't know, I've never been through those guys. I just know that they were there for people, like they'll be able to text you and stuff like that to maybe unload some of these things off your mind, especially if you don't have people in your life that you're able to communicate these worries with, these feelings or these burdens that are upon your shoulders, right? And so I don't know if you had bad experiences with BetterHelp. Hit us up with some comments down below, because I'd like to hear a little bit more about those things. But if you had some good experiences, that's always good too. I know my buddy Matt, he went through them, but he said that he liked it, but he hasn't, he never, I haven't heard him say anything negative about it or anything like that. So maybe I'll ask him a little bit more when I see him. If I remember, I tend to forget, especially if I get busy or, have other things to accomplish, right? And, there's other avenues. I always say, last video I said, plan a trip, right? Because there's so much more that goes into a trip that then it entails, right? You got to make these plans. You got to save up. You got to do X, Y, and Z, right? Until eventually you're there and you're possibly enjoying yourself, right? With friends, family, or maybe just a self trip, And you can start working out and stuff like that, But if working out's not your thing, reading's really good. It's a really good avenue to get lost into a world that you're not in, right? Or you can start doing little hobbies like weaving, basket weaving or something, sewing, crocheting, all these other things. There's so many things out there that if you just put your mind to it and you try, give it a try and put in a little bit of effort and time towards those things, you're going to get better at those, right? You're going to probably suck at first, but guess what? That's like anything in life, right? And it's not going to change ever, not just because you decided to try it out doesn't mean that you're going to be instantly good at it, right? It's going to take time. It's going to take effort to start getting good at those things. And hell, you might not even like reading, but maybe you just need to find the right genre for you, Maybe you like murder mystery. Maybe you like, some, not Call of Duty, but like action stuff, right? Some military action, some regular action. Maybe you like fantasy world. Maybe you like, like orcs and goblins and stuff, like Lord of the Rings or something, but not Lord of the Rings. There's so much content out there. If you're attached to your phone and you don't want to buy physical books, there's Amazon. They have Kindle Unlimited. They have a lot of books for you to get lost into. They even got I was looking up calculus and stuff like that, and they got a bunch of free books on there in the Kindle Unlimited. So if you got Prime or something like that, don't waste it, especially if just know that you got Kindle Unlimited and that you're able to use it through your Amazon Prime, right? And get yourself reading and get lost into a world that you never knew existed because you haven't read the book yet, right? And things like that. Or maybe you like reading and you're like, man, I'm already depressed and I don't like, there's only so much a person could do from reading. Maybe you could try to start writing, right? It seems simple, right? Oh, I just got to throw characters there. But to create depth and create a plot that becomes enjoyable for readers is a lot more challenging than reading somebody else's work and thinking that you can do that when you haven't done that yet, right? And that's the beauty of anything, right? It looks easy until you go to do it. When you go to do it, it's difficult, and all those great, brilliant ideas might not form, they might not shape onto the paper or shape into how you control your body the way that you want to, right? Not until you've gone through trial and tribulations, right, of the ups and downs that go with becoming better at something that you're trying to strive and achieve, right? Any kind of goals, any kind of things, because you're always gonna, along the way, you're always gonna face some kind of setback. It's gonna be highly dependent on how you pick up and continue forward thereafter that, right? So there's gonna be moments where you're gonna hang your head, but then there's gonna be moments where you're gonna raise your head high and you're gonna be happy that you continued to go towards these things to try to make something happen, right? And that maybe it helped take that burden off of you just a little bit more, and that if you continue to do it, maybe it'll continue to lift that burden from you, right? And maybe not, maybe it'll continue to stack on you, but like I said, you gotta try to find help wherever you can, especially in regards to mental health and stuff like that. And I'm going to be honest with you. You're probably not going to find that here on YouTube. You might find it on YouTube, and you can tell everybody about it. But to other people that may be in a situation that you've seen, and you could share your story with them. You could tell them your life and how you turn things around. But they have to find their own path to turning things around as well, right? So life's. For them, it'll look easy, but to you, the hardships that you had to go through to go through that stuff, to overcome and become a better person, and taking those lessons that were right in front of your eyes, maybe the whole time, and that that you chose to stop ignoring, right? And that you took those things and you continued forward, And I also, if you guys enjoy this content, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. I do appreciate it. And until next time, I hope you guys have a great week. And, if you're struggling, I hope that you find your avenue. I hope that, I hope that you're able to dig yourself out at least just a little bit. And that, I want to say that it's not easy. It's not easy whatsoever. It's real difficult. And you might get angry when somebody tells you that it looks easy and it must be nice or whatever, and they have no general idea of what they're talking about because they're not you. They haven't been through your experiences. To not get mad, to maybe be like, well, it's always easy, right? It always looks easy. Like they say, the grass is greener on the other side, but when you go to do those things, not easy at all. You combat yourself all the way through it. So, but anyways, till next time, guys, peace.